In this video, we're going to discuss creating a belayed rappel. I have already started out. I have a quad anchor built already onto some bolts, and I have my rope flaked out. Think about my belayed rappel as two different systems that I'm putting together. I have my belay and my rappel. I think it's the easiest to start with my rappel, so that's what we're going to build first. I don't like to put a stopper knot in the end of my rope for my rappel line for my participant, just because when they get down to the ground, it can be confusing or difficult to unhook the ATC or tube style device all the way, and rather they can just pull the end through. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to go ahead and feed out enough line to get down to the bottom of my cliff. And I'm going to go ahead and create a fixed line, or a line that won't move, so that way my participant can rappel on that. The way we're going to do this is through the Munter Mule overhand. To create my Munter Mule overhand, I'm going to start out with my Munter. I have a large HMS carabiner clipped to part of my anchor. I'm going to go ahead and clip my rope into my HMS carabiner, create my Munter, just like this. Once I have created my Munter, I want to go ahead and lock my carabiner first thing. And now I want my Munter to be in lowering mode. So my load strand, which is the strand right here that's going down to the end of my cliff, has the tongue on it, just like that. And now I'm ready to go ahead and tie it off with my mule knot. So I'm going to go ahead and create my cross, have the end of that back of the cross go behind my load strand, tie a slip knot through, and then I want to go ahead and tighten it such that it is close to the top of my Munter. Pull out enough tail, and I want to tie a full overhand into my load strand. A really common mistake here is that folks want to add a half hitch instead of an overhand. So make sure you're doing your overhand. At this point, this is what my system looks like. So I have my HMS carabiner that is locked with my Munter Mule overhand tied and my load strand extending down to my cliff. And I have my rest of my rope flaked in a stack over here. So now that I have half of my belayed rappel set up, my rappel part, now I need my other half, which is my belay. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and find my other end of my rope, which is going to be right here. And just for visualization's sake, I like to go ahead and put my figure 8 skeleton into the end of this rope. And I'll go ahead and toss that in the direction that my climbers are going to be coming from. In this case, they're going to be coming from over here. And now I want a way to belay my climber up. For this particular situation, we're going to use the Munter hitch. So I'm going to just go ahead and tie another Munter, pop it onto another HMS carabiner, and now my system is fully built. One final look at the final closed system. So I have my rappel strand on an HMS carabiner with my Munter Mule overhand and my load strand extending down to the end of my cliff. And then I have my belay strand on the other end of my rope onto this other HMS carabiner with the mule. And that strand is going to a figure 8 where my climber will tie in.